Well, hey there, folks. I'm on vacation here, which is why this doesn't look like where I normally do these sorts of things, but I decided to do a vlog post for you guys anyway because I care. I felt like showing off an unique instrument to you guys. I like to look into unique instruments just because they're cool. I mean, if you listen to the modern radio today, you'd think the only instruments that exist is a bass guitar, a piano, a real guitar, and a drum set. So I try to get into the other world of instruments, and yes, I realize that's a little stereotypical of everything, but that's just how I'm gonna be right now. Anyway, what I feel like showing you today here is the Reverie Harp. I like to call the Reverie Harp the "you're a musician" instrument because the way it's tuned, you'll see there's no real adjustment, there's just the strings that there are, which consist of an E5, D5, C5, A4, G4, E4, D4, C4, G3, E3, C3, C3, G3, A3, C4, D4, E4, G4, A4, C4, D5. G5. All of that going this way in the order I said it. And the way that it's tuned makes it so that there's no two notes, or three notes, or five notes, or all the notes that will sound bad together. So no matter how you plunk it, it won't sound, dissonant or anything. It'll be like, sound like good, nice, relaxing music. And to prove that point, I'm going to hold it in front of me where I can't see it at all, cover my eyes with my fedora so I can't really see. Let me just check that's on the screen. And I'm just going to play random stuff and tell me if it sounds terrible, which it won't. I don't know about you, but I thought that sounded, nice. I mean, it may not be your kind of music, but you have to admit that it sounds legitimately relaxing, good harpy music. However, if you want to play specific songs, there's a specific kind of music reading chart to the Reverie Harp that you can use. I found one here for Amazing Grace. What you do is you stick it in the harp, line up the lines with the strings, then you just play it from where each little dot is and follow the line around. And I guess I'll give it a go because I feel like it. So, yeah. So that's fun stuff. Now, an advantage to the Reverie Harp, or rather something that it's used for, is a lot of the times they'll give these to people at old folks' homes. If you lived in an old folks' home, I imagine some of the time you'd get lonely. I mean, you're in an old person's home, it's quite possible people don't visit you. So you might get, lonely and bored. So what they'll do is they'll give them the Reverie Harp, which, doesn't take an excessive amount of skill to play, because you can't play it wrong. I've tried to find dissonance and tritones and everything, and they're just not there. It's a beautiful piece of music that anyone can do. I mean, if you were a monkey and somehow knew how to pluck strings without tearing them off, then good job. You just became a musician on the Reverie Harp. Sounds kind of oriental sometimes, One of the few disadvantages to the Reverie Harp is that because you can't adjust the notes, there's a very limited amount of things you can play, but if you want to just, show off to your friends who haven't seen this video because that would give away your little trick, then just pull this out and say, guess what I learned over the weekend? Oh, that's just lovely. Lovely. Won't you agree, Charles? That is lovely. So that's the Reverie Harp, a wonderful piece of instrument for maybe the less experienced musician or someone who just wants to make some easy music. Ta-da! So all of you, stay fresh.